going to start today at the end of our mat. Oh, we're just going to start bringing it up to the ceiling and then rolling it forward, walking it out slowly, hanging out in plank just for a second. Make sure you have a nice strong plank, belly button to spine. If you need an added challenge here in your plank, you can do a knee across, and a push-up from your knees or from your toes. Both are good versions of a push-up. Back up to plank, using those hands and shoulders to walk yourself all the way back up, coming up kind of slowly, reaching towards the ceiling, feeling a nice full body stretch. I'm going to add on to it a little bit differently, stepping back to a lunge, stepping back into a lunge on the other side, and then rolling it forward, walking ourselves back out to plank, holding that nice strong plank for a second. Your choice of pulling that knee across and adding that push-up. And then walk yourself back up, standing, taking that little reverse lunge. Let's go for that again. All the way forward, walking yourself out into plank, holding that plank, belly button, spine optional, knee crossed, and a push-up. You have time to sneak in a few more push-ups, that's totally fine. Nice strong plank. And walk those hands all the way back. Feeling that nice stretch in the back side of your legs. Going into that reverse lunge. Oh, let's do one more since it feels so good. Maybe. Nice strong planks. Use that here to check your postures. Optional knee across. Optional push-up from your knees or from your toes. Maybe you need to get a couple push-ups in. Back into plank. Walk yourself back up. Nice strong arms. Into that reverse lunge. We're going to do one more. Pushing ourselves out into that nice, strong, big, optional cross, optional push-up from your knees or from your toes. Back into that nice, strong plank. And walking ourselves back up to standing. We're going to go for that reverse lunge one more time. All right, we're going to add something a little different today with a kettlebell or with a weight. You can pick. There's both options here. Kettlebells are maybe a little heavier than some of the weights. What you're going to do is use the mirror to check your posture. Core is nice and engaged. As you lean forward, now you can do this without weights too, your choice. Lean forward, hinging at the hips as far as you can go and keep control of that lower back and core. And then you're bringing it back up to standing, using hamstrings, the hips, and the glutes. All right, and we're going to do 10 really good ones. There's 10. Here's 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Very nice. And again, you can do that with your dumbbell, with no weights, or kettlebell. Going to grab your band. We're going to do this a little bit differently than what we sometimes do. You're going to put that band under your feet. So we're standing instead of laying down. We're going to step to the side and step to the other side. So we're getting sides of those hips, a little bit different angle, still keeping that core engaged the entire time. Yeah, still taking that pelvis under, which is going to help keep that core engaged the entire time. Feel it. And you have a purple band, so you have a nice, sturdy band there. We're going to make Emily go get a harder band. She has the green band. We're not. I think.
Not feeling up, they're still smiling.
Too much smiling, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That means you're not working hard enough?
Yeah, exactly. It's like at work, if you're lacking, it means you're not working.
Your shoes?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Squeaking on the floor?
Possibly going on.
You should be feeling this in the sides of your hips.
I feel it in my lower back.
Lower back, tuck tailbone under.
I don't know what that means. You say it all the time, but I don't get it.
Tucking it, think of like your belt buckle. And your belt buckle has to come up. So you have to use your core to pull your belt buckle up so that your belt buckle is not like facing down. You're like, I don't wear a belt buckle. Sorry to explain. It is.
It's a pelvic tilt, that's all
Yeah,
it is. You're just rotating your hips down and pushing up.
All right. We're going to go back to that dumbbell or that kettlebell, whichever one you chose to use today, or nothing. We're just practicing that hip hinge is what we're doing. So checking our posture in the mirror, grabbing whatever weight we want to use. We're going to go for 10. So here's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set that weight down in front of you. I know you can see the transcription on
I
the
was like,
side.
soul
It's
with you.
funny. Normally I turn it off. I didn't get it today. Grabbing that band one more time, putting that below our feet. Max is going to continue to work on tucking his tailbone under
So I know what it means.
and stepping to the side. Really getting the sides of those hips. You get bored with just doing one, do like 2 to the side. I'm really just timing in. I'm not counting how many you're doing. Also add a little arms to the harder you pull up on that band. Get those biceps. All sorts of things you can add on to this exercise. Got 15 more seconds. All right, we are done with that. I'm going to grab my light set of hand weights, super light ones. You're going to start with those triceps. We're gonna slightly lean forward, extending those arms back, and we're gonna pulse those hand weights up towards the ceiling. So you're kind of staring at the ground, keeping those shoulder blades down and back, slightly pinched together. Three, 24, 25. You're gonna shake it out just for a second. Go right back in there, bend your elbows, and it's a bend and extend. Getting after those triceps. You can use your ear to check your posture. It is warm up here. I was kind of thinking that when I came up the stairs. I was like, oh, the temperature changed. Max picks like way heavy weights. I have like 3 counters. He's like going for it over here.
Let's try so hard.
Do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it upright. Pinch those shoulder blades back. And you're just kind of pinching the shoulder blades together. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully we're a little bit more even. Hopefully we're a little more upright after we do this. As we go back to our office chair. Max saw me this morning. I kept trying to like
Correct
correct
yourself.
my posture and sit up straighter. So, in an effort to sit up straighter,
No more slouching.
no more slouching. Yes. You're trying to wake up those back muscles here a little bit.
Oh,
So this is not a big. You went big there still with 8 pounds. We're just holding our arms up here. This is why we picked light weights. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake it out. I'm not really, you can set down your weights if you want. I didn't totally set my neck, so I have to go, pick it back up. But do a little neck circle if you need it. All right, we're gonna go through that one more time. So, starting slightly bent, soft bend in your knee, arms out straight, pulsing the head of the weight up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are lightly pinched together. Really feeling this on our triceps and our back, or upper back, in a good way. 8, 9. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, that. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. Do neck circles, shoulder circles. Go back into that forward. With a bent elbow this time, extending that elbow out back. Really getting after those triceps. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it up to standing, bringing those elbows into our side, pinching those shoulder blades together. That pick a hard one?
This is tough. I think I did it to myself a bunch. Shower.
Think about squeezing someone's fingers, in those shoulder blades. Your hands don't even really move all that much. They really don't, unless you're going all the way out and all the way in. We're just doing a little release.
Let's swap out. Yeah.
And our arms are like, open our arms. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this time you may drop them down carefully. Set them on the floor. I'm just moving my stuff out of the way. Oh, give your arms a little stretch if they need to. Take that arm out across the front. Make sure you get both sides. And even give that arm a little pull overhead. Yep, there you go. Congratulate yourself. Posture is getting better. Hopefully. All right, we are going to take it down carefully, taking it down to our mat on the ground. Oh, okay, Max. This will be a good time to do our tailbone tuck under. So when you start down on your mat, you have a little arch in your low back. That's just like how your body naturally lays. So when you're really tucking, practicing tucking, you're gonna pull that tailbone up and like that lower back kind of flattens out down against the mat. It's kind of an exaggerated tuck, but you're tucking.
You're like flexing your ass.
Yes, you're using those lower abs. All right, keeping that in mind, with that tuck and that lower back gently pressed against the ground, we're going to slowly start picking up a foot off the ground, alternating from side to side, keeping that pelvis nice, stable, nothing shifting up and down, rocking side to side. Deep core muscles are keeping everything nice and stable. Remembering to breathe. Think about that belly button going in and up, down towards the spine, up. Not an exercise for your hip flexors. Really focusing on that core the entire time. Find that you kind of start to move on bed or you're getting a little wobbly. Just reset. Put it back down. That lower back gently around against the ground. Just restart. Totally fine. Stay here for 20 more seconds. Going at your pace. All right, we're gonna roll onto one side. We're gonna go back and forth here between glutes and core. So rolling onto one side, you can prop your head up on your hand. You can lay your head down. Your choice. Nothing too crazy here. We're gonna start with that clamshell. So we're really focusing on that muscle on the outside of our hip. Our core is helping keep us nice and stable here through the center and through the pelvis. switch sides, you can just roll over or whatever. I'm just saying so that I'm still facing front. You pick whichever direction you want to go. Yes. Nice and stable. Focusing on that movement coming from the side of your hip. Doesn't matter how big of a clamshell you can make. We all have different levels of flexibility here and strength. So our clamshell just might be like right here, might just be a couple inches. That's fine. If that's getting at that glute lead right there, all you need to do. And if you start to open so far that you tilt backwards, then we're too far. I kind of lost count there. That's what I was talking. Restart, counting over. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna roll back over onto our back. We're gonna go straight leg. Option to pick up those shoulder blades off the ground, or you keep your shoulder blades down here. You pick. We're just gonna alternate sides to side. Now, if you don't need to grab behind your leg, you can also be up here, the shoulder blades off the ground, and alternating the legs without the hand. So we have all sorts of options here that you can pick from. And you can alternate between the options too. That is totally fine. If you without the hand, with the hand. 10 more. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Roll back onto that side. We're going to go right back into that clamshell. Nine, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, roll over. Totally switch sides. Your choice. Start on this side. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll over onto our back. This time we're going to keep our feet placed onto the ground. So bring our shoulder blades up off the ground, and we're going to reach a hand towards our heels as we close up that space between our rib and our hip bone as we go side to side. Kind of think it looks like an upside down turtle, but so really focusing on activating those obliques and the sides of our waistline. Need a little break because your neck is getting tired or whatever. Just go ahead, relax for a second. Bring it back up, really focusing on keeping that activation in your core. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, relax. Time we're going to go into bridge. So pressing that tailbone under, pressing down through the bottom of your foot, kind of your heel and your midfoot as you rise up, activating your glutes. And then come back down. Kind of slowly finding your pace where you can stay under control, where you can feel that activation. Keeping that core activated. We don't want to feel this in our lower back. We want to feel this in our glutes. Go for 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling to your side from your elbow, from your hand, from your elbow and your knee, or your hand and your knee. You have lots of options here. So you're going to go into a 3-point stance. So right here, elbow and knee. Right here, elbow and toes. Right here, knee and hand, or right here, hand and toes. So lots of options here that you may pick from. All are good options. Trying to keep your hips nice and level. You're going to add, not really add anything. You're just trying to lift that hip up towards the ceiling so that you can feel it here in the sides of your waistline. There's nothing too crazy. If someone was feeling really adventurous, could like, go into a star or something, but we don't want to tip over. Let's not get, Max is going for it here.
I would hurt myself.
Just holding it here. Let's go for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down onto that mat. We're going to go back into that bridge. Don't worry, we won't skip the other side. We'll get the other side. Into that bridge. Up and down. Really focusing on getting after those glutes as you press your feet down into the mat. For 10 more, here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then switch sides. This will be our last exercise. So all the options I mentioned before for that 3-point stance, you pick the one that is going to work best for you today. It may change tomorrow. That's totally fine. Rising up, really trying to get that hip up towards the ceiling. Oh, Max is going for it. He's going to start right off the bat. You must have a stronger side. Holding it there.
One side is definitely stronger than the other.
That kind of tends to be the case. Or, oh,
There she is.
there we go. That really tests your balance.
Nice.
It's not. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, rest down on that mat. We're just gonna go into a quick, little child's pose here at the end. Bringing your forehead down to the mat, pressing your hands down into the mat. You should feel a nice stretch into your lower or into your upper back, maybe a little in your lower back too, depending how close you can get that butt to your heels. Bringing it up onto all fours, completely optional, going into a little cat-cow stretch where you ground through your back, and then you extend, alternating back and forth at your own pace, what feels good to you today. Feel free to continue to stretch or roll or strengthen as much as you want. Just like that, used up all of our time.